Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the regular meeting of the City of Muskegon Planning Commission. I want to welcome those in the audience and any of you who may be watching this on TV. I'd like to explain a little bit about the Planning Commission and the fact that we do most of our business in the form of public hearings. Public hearing will be brought up. I will mention the number. Staff will give a review of what the request is. Commissioners will have an opportunity to ask staff questions. Then the person who's made the request can come to the podium, give your name and address, tell us what you're requesting. Commissioners will have an opportunity to ask you questions, and then I'll open it up to anybody in the audience who wants to ask questions regarding this. Okay, let us begin. Roll call, please.
Ken Johnson.
Here.
Jonathan Seifert.
Here.
Destiny Keener. Here. Joe Doyle.
Here.
Brian Mazade.
Here.
Jill Montgomery Keys.
Here.
Larry Spataro.
Here.
Tim Mikulski.
Here. Okay, the next item on the agenda is approval of the minutes from our regular meeting of March 16th.
I'll move to approve the minutes as presented.
Support.
Moved and supported. Is there any discussion? All those in favor of approving the minutes signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Okay. Any old business to come before this group? Seeing none, we'll go to a public hearing. Hearing case 2023-09.
This is a request for a special use permit to have a drive-up window at a marijuana dispensary at 2125 Lemuel Street by Grassy Knoll. The underlying zoning is I-1 light industrial, but it is located in the marijuana facilities overlay district. Grassy Knoll currently operates a marijuana retail store. They've requested a drive-up window. One of the requirements for the special use permit is to get a traffic study. They did get one from Fleece and Vanderbrink. It's enclosed in your packet, the traffic impact assessment. That document does state that they'll have room to stack up to 11 vehicles in line, which suggests that the proposed storage length will adequately accommodate the peak vehicle demand. We sent notices to everybody within 300 feet. We did not receive a notice, but I believe we do have someone from the public here.
Thank you. Any questions for staff, commissioners? Seeing none, would the person making the request come please give your name and address and let us know.
Do you want my home address or the
Your home.
business?
Either one.
Okay, my name is Janet Tombre. I'm one of the owners of the Grassy Knoll. My address is 2099 Maryland Boulevard in Norton Shores, 49441. And we are requesting to open our drive-through window at the Grassy Knoll. We believe that it won't be too much of a traffic hazard because we are at the end of a cul-de-sac off a new road. So it won't impact any other businesses because right now there are no other businesses kind of around us that are on the Lemuel Street.
Any questions, commissioners? Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Is there anybody in the audience that wants to speak to this? Please come to the podium, give your name and address. You can sit down, ma'am.
My name is Brandon Campbell. I own the property adjacent to that at 550 West Hackley. I agree with her statement that really the only traffic that pertains to that road is her business. I would be the only other business, and I'm not developed yet. I just got this notification, so I wanted to attend. I'm not currently looking to establish a business. I bought the property for future use. I'm in the services company like plumbing, excavation, and mitigation, and I set up franchises around the country. And eventually one day I'd like to develop that. I'm showing up for the reason it sounds like there needs to be a traffic survey, probably independent to each property. But if this was approved, would that mean that my address would also get the same opportunity to put a drive-through? So that's why I attended, to make sure that that right would be afforded to me since I'm adjacent to her. So
You'd still need to get one for your own project.
just to make sure that it could accommodate that, but we would qualify.
Assuming, this is really only a requirement for marijuana drive-throughs. Depending on your business, the way the ordinance is written, you may not need to. So if
Okay.
you want to give me a call sometime, we can talk over your.
Cool. I was
business
just so I
plans.
want to show up. I've never been to one of your board meetings. I bought the property, so that was a great opportunity to say hi and get to know you. So appreciate
Thank you for coming.
it. Okay,
Yeah,
thank you.
Is there anyone in our TV audience that wishes to speak to this item? We have no calls and nobody left in the audience that wants to speak. Commissioners,
Motion to close the public hearing?
Second.
moved and seconded to close the public hearing. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same. Okay, what's your pleasure, commissioners?
I'll get it. I move that the request for the special use permit to have a drive-up window at a marijuana dispensary at 2125 Lemieux Street be approved based off the findings of facts of section 2332 of the zoning ordinance.
Support. It's been moved and supported. Is there any discussion? Roll call, please.
Stephanie Keener. Yes. Joe Doyle.
Yes.
Brian Mazzei.
No.
Jill Montgomery Keys.
Yes.
Larry Spataro.
Yes.
Jonathan Seifert.
Yes.
Ken Johnson.
Yes.
Tim Mikulski.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Okay, that was our only public hearing, and then we'll go to new business. Master plan update.
I just wanted to give everybody an update. We did send out an email earlier this afternoon, and it takes you to the link on our website with all the master plan information. You can review the documents. There's several videos up there and ways to comment. So if you weren't able to make any of the last round of meetings, feel free to go by there or to contact staff, and we can go over the finalization with the document. We are going to be hiring Hooker DeYoung to help with some renderings. So that's going to get started next week, and we hope to present to the City Commission in June. So next month we will have almost complete rough draft to kind of go over a little bit with the Planning Commission as well.
Thank you.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
So what's the approval process? What are the steps for that?
The approval process, we had started with notifications to the surrounding municipalities, and then we have to put another notice out when we actually go for adoption, and then it has to go to the city commission.
Okay, you said earlier you're going to present to the city commission. Does it come through the planning
It does
commission
come to the
first?
planning commission. I'll have to double check to make sure if we actually have to have the vote. I don't believe the Planning Enabling Act says we make a vote here, but we definitely want a presentation if that's not the case.
Okay.
But
Thank
if
you.
it is, then we'll hold a vote as well.
I watched quite a few videos today. Were the ideas that are being proposed, were those like from citizens? Is that from the city? A
Yep.
combination of both?
So combination of both, but a lot of it was community driven, and we've been holding master plan meetings for almost 4 years now. So it was really a culmination of all the public participation.
You did very well on those videos.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'd like to say that too. I attended the one in McGrath Park. It was great. Really good job.
Yes, Mayor?
With regard to the process and the notice, when do you anticipate issuing those notices then? To
That
what?
was at the beginning of the process, so
So in terms of like when it's coming to the city commission for adoption, like when are you going to be serving the notice to the surrounding municipal neighbors?
that I'll have to check the date, but we still have time to get that out. So
Okay. So you anticipate bringing this to the planning commission next month then, and then to
Yes.
the city commission in June?
yes, at least at the work session,
Mhm.
so we can get it out there. But I think maybe after the work session, I don't know if the city commission would like a little bit of time for people to digest it rather than just
Okay.
vote on it the next meeting.
So what I'm wondering is if we might be able to have, so I see we've got a follow-up master plan goal review next week with regard to the economic development, because that was one of the items from the very first meeting, or the recently first meetings, since like you said, it's been going on for a while now, that there was a lot of discussion or attention and interest in, and we didn't get a chance to thoroughly do that. So that's going to be follow-up next week. Will we have an opportunity to do, outside of this public hearing and the city commission, to do an open house of like the entirety of the update plan, and so people can come and go as they please, kind of somewhat similar to what was done with regard to the commercial corridors, when we had that open house at the Marriott, or not the Marriott, yeah, the Delta by Marriott conference room, where we just had an open house, staff was there, plans were put out, people could stop by, and it wasn't so structured that you had to be here from this time to this time to be actively participate, but instead just like more of a free flow open house to allow people to drop by, review, give input as part of the
I
process.
think that would be appropriate. In fact, we've been talking about. I know several citizens have been very that participate a lot through this process, and we want to make sure that we meet with them because they've been giving a lot of feedback before that, and I think that would probably be the best opportunities. We have a whole day where people can just drop in.
Okay. Yeah, that would be excellent. But you and your team and all the other areas of the city that have been working with you on this have done a phenomenal job with the round of engagement sessions that you've done. It was very nice to see the turnout and the engagement and the responsiveness from our community, and because it seems like what you've presented and those goals do very much align with the input that had been received in the years prior, and so nicely done.
Thanks.
Okay. Is there any other business to come before this committee?
Just an update on last month's cases. The 560 Mart Dock, the rezoning of a portion of the property was approved this week by the City Commission. So was the rezoning of the church at 1163 Terrace. The ordinance amendment to decrease the minimum sizes of accessory dwelling units was approved, as well as allowing processing without hazardous production methods were allowed in more zoning districts as well.
Will both? Just a question. Will both of those require a second reading at the next commission meeting?
All of them passed on consent except one, which was the ADU, and that one will need a second reading.
Well, we had one commissioner absent too.
Oh, yeah, we did.
So I'm just not sure
They're
if
gonna
each
all-
of those require that
They're gonna
that-
all need.
Okay, so each of them-
yes.
do require. Okay, I wasn't certain.
But it looks like they will most likely be approved.
Yeah. It's just because we didn't have all of our commissioners present and voting unanimously.
Is there anything else? We're adjourned.